Hello, Aries. Welcome on into your weekly reading with me. I'm just going to dive in, guys. I won't bore you any longer. Let's see what's coming out for you. So, as I have been doing, I actually have 3 oracles that wanted to come out for you as soon as I sat in your energy. And just to jump ahead of myself, both of these are really about you becoming more awakened to your own intuition and your connection to the divine, which is really good for manifestation, especially if you're finding yourself becoming a bit more sensitive to things, or we'll explain in a second. I'm going to read them, but they're wanting you to understand this is all part of your blossoming. Now, if for those who are OGs, I used to do some channeled messages, so I have those written down. So I'm going to read what I was feeling for the fire signs. And you guys let me know if it makes any sense for you. So to start off with, a very random note, the first thing I heard was Delta, and I don't know what that means. I'm just going to trust that that's for someone, some sort of confirmation, whatever it means to you could be important. Now, for the majority of the fire signs, what I was picking up on was a very fated decisions coming up. Now, some of you, this could be a major thing, like should I move, should I travel the world, right? Should I live abroad, should I go into, I don't know, the romantic world, whatever it is. Again, it's very specific to everybody, so I'm going to keep it general here because I didn't pick up exactly what it was, but it is something that is going to change your path in a very big way, meaning that the way life has been going, it's not going to be like that anymore. It's really going to shift things, and I think it is for the better. There was this energy of being divinely supported through this decision, and that spirit is with you during this decision, and the energy that I was getting was feeling safe and feeling secure and feeling like this is the right thing, and kind of taking that leap of faith. So it does feel like this is gonna be very good for you. Feeling connected. Maybe some of you have gotten like visions about whatever this is. Maybe it's come up in your dreams, but ultimately it's something that I think is important. And then we also had this energy of feeling connected to the goal and then doing it, right? Not the other way around, doing the goal and cleaning I'll tell you what came up during your pre-shuffle as well, which was, again, feeling connected to source and then kind of doing the workload and the clearing up baggage. So I wonder if some of you are meditating or, again, connecting to yourself a bit more, right? You have Rhiannon here and White Tower, which both represent your connectedness to spirit and source, which, again, I'm going to go over in a second after these messages. But it was like finally clearing up the baggage, doing the actual work. You're doing the inner work first, and then you're doing the outer work to kind of clear it up and become back as a leader in your life. Okay, so I like that a lot. Like, I do think that your external environment is going to change a lot because of this, and they're showing me the word peace, so I like that too. So whatever is being creating a distraction from your inner peace, or maybe even your outer world peace, right? Your home life could be a bit crazy, or maybe it's a bit of a mess. Maybe you just feel like your life is a bit disorganized. You're bringing peace to a lot of areas in your world, maybe even in certain love relationships or friendships, or just external world. So that's nice. We did have this whole phrase about wiping the slate clean, which has been coming up for a lot of people even in readings over the last few months. So it does feel like it's a big kind of cleansing going on for everybody. And as something that Spirit wanted to say as well is, don't be afraid of making mistakes. I did see a lot to do with investing in yourself. So some of you might be enrolling in new things, traveling a little bit, or again, experimenting a bit with education or with learning, things about maybe your career for a lot of you, because it was about finances and career, but in life in general, right? It's all about investing in yourself, learning something new, enrolling in new things, and again, not being afraid of making mistakes. When you're the student, you can afford to make mistakes. So become the student of life, so you don't criticize yourself for every little step that you feel like you've made wrong. I also heard a song as I was channeling things in, and it's by Ironic, Stay With Me. So I'm going to try my best to remember to put that in the comment section for the fire signs. If not, someone help me out there. But anyway, I'm going to dive into your reading for you specifically. Let me know if any of those messages make some sense in your life. So White Tower here is about sensitivity. And she says, you are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. And something that's relating back to your channeled messages about starting from the inside, then working on the outside. I feel like you're starting to love yourself a bit more. And I think because of that, you're understanding that maybe you didn't know how to love yourself, and you maybe let harsh relationships into your life or situations into your life. And now that you're prioritizing your peace a bit better and your self-love, I think you are starting to cleanse your external, right? Again, groups of people, whatever it is, you're starting to now adapt because of what you know on the inside. Anyway, we also have Rhiannon, which says, Sorceress, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Get that into your head. You are a magical person. You came here, that's your gift, right? No matter who you are, even if you're not even an Aries, right? Everyone, it has the gift of being a magical person who can manifest their clear intentions. But some of us, life can get in the way, right? For sure. But anyway, you guys are a lot closer than most. You also have Arakura. I never know how to pronounce some names, but this says blossoming. So I love this for you. You are just getting started, Aries. So have patience with yourself and the process. Do not give up. So again, kind of relates a bit to the whole don't be afraid of making mistakes, because some of you might be preventing yourself from moving forward because you're so scared of, well, what if I mess up? As I said, you're in a really good stage where you can afford to do it, right? Even if you feel like you can't. Spirit telling me that, so don't shoot the messenger here, but I really do feel like you're becoming your own blockage because of your fears are getting in the way of you taking some steps. So let's dive into your tarot. Let's see what's going on for you. Oops. Okay, what is that? Time for a nap. So that is a card about understanding that where you are already was once somewhere that you used to want to be. I butchered that completely, but I hope that makes some sense to someone out there, that once upon a time you, again, it's a little bit about gratitude. Of course, it can be speaking about, okay, it's time for a nap, time to prioritize your sleep, right? But there's a card before this where the fox is looking at the moon, right? Which is the observer card, and the moon kind of represents a goal. Some of you are at a place that you used to once wish for, or at least in a better place than you used to be. And in that case, they're saying you can rest, okay, during this week. Let's get you some more. I'm just going to be a bit random during your reading. Then you've come to the edge, which is interesting. I'm hearing countdown. There's a countdown going on spiritually. Because come to the edge is a full card. So it does say that you're going down a new journey soon. So maybe that's why they're saying it's time to rest now, because maybe you can tell that where things are for you currently, that's starting to fall apart. You're starting to get the urge to leave something or to do something different, right? Go down a new journey. That's the observer card, by the way. The fox looking at the moon. So you're there already. Okay, gratitude, calm, rest, peace, because things are going to start changing. I like that card a lot though, because whatever is changing, it's for the better, right? This is crumbling anyway. I do say usually when this card comes up that it's only a matter of time before you take a new path anyway. This can be the whole kind of cleansing, but let's see. What else for Aries during this time? Anything else for Aries during this time? And being flexible. So this kind of looks a little bit like how things are going to go over the next few weeks, to be honest, because you got this rest, then you got taking a leap, and then you've got, okay, being flexible as you go along. Flexible card is about being flexible with others, right? About compromise and understanding that, okay, everything's working in your favor. You might not see that at the time because it's like, why is everything not going to plan? But it is, all right? But it's divine plan. It's the plan that you don't really know about, but it is working in your favor. So flexible says keep your eyes on your goal, all right, whatever you're trying to bring to life here. The universe has got the rest. Okay, things are going to start changing around you, but you need to focus on yourself right now is mainly what they're speaking about. So let's dive into your tarot. I wonder if I want to do my usual spread. Yeah, why not? All right, for Aries, I want you to imagine putting your energy into the cards. Some of you need to get clearer on your goals, especially with how you're spending your money. Okay, let's see. For Aries, please, Spirit. Let's go. Energy of the week. Two of Pentacles. So you're a busybody. All right, which is interesting. That could be why Spirit's telling you it's time for a nap. Because the 10 of Wands being there in your energy says that you guys are overworking yourself. The good news is you are going to start getting rid of some things that are too harsh in your life. Workload, right? Going too harsh on yourself. Carrying some baggage with you, right? The Tower card being in your energy in the near future just says that you're shaking things up over the next few weeks. I think probably this week is getting you to understand, okay, this is too much for you, and that things, that it's time to kind of change things about a little bit because it's getting a bit heavy for you. Your challenge is all about your abundance, okay? And also introspection, right? Needing to spend some time alone so you can really figure out where you want to go moving forward, right? To really, in a way, to analyze your life so far, to take a bit again of time out. 10 of Pentacles is interesting as a challenge because it could again be about your abundance, your financial situation, or your legacy that you're leaving behind. That could be your challenge this week. It does feel mainly about visualization, okay? So I'm gonna have to clarify that for you. It could also be that maybe family is a little bit challenging at this time, okay? All right, advice. Page of Pentacles, that is again about learning something new. And Eight of Pentacles, again, investing your time and energy into things that actually are going to really help you, right? Building on your skills, talents, and abilities. All right, definitely growth and finances coming up for you, but it is in your advice position. So it's time to kind of get into the growth mindset, okay? Because the way that things have been going with that 10 of Wands being here, I do see that you have been working hard, but it feels a little bit like you're not being paid enough for what you're doing. Does that make sense? Even if it's in life, right? There's not enough reward for the work that you're putting out there. So I do feel like this is Spirit's way of trying to get you to understand, okay, because of that, some things need to change, right? Let's be grateful for it. Let's understand, okay, there's some character building here, but you're made for more, okay? With Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, it is again about taking the step into something new. So some of you, your advice is to grow in your industry, if it's to do with work or if it's to do with anything, right? Let's say, I don't know, you want to be a better person, right? Then it could be a really good time to learn something new about that. Read a book, for example, right? Take the first step. So whether it is buying a book, whether it is kind of researching into things of a person you want to become, or find some inspiration. It's the Page of Pentacles for me is really kind of entering that energy, almost like it's a portal, entering that energy and going in that direction, okay? I want to dive in a little bit deeper though. Temperance as the energy of the near future is good because it does speak about balance and harmony, whereas everything was on your shoulders or is on your shoulders. In the future, you're going to be able to take a bit of a break, which I like as well. It could be a vacation or again time to yourself to really balance things in life, maybe figure things out for yourself and bring more harmony. Like I said in the beginning, it is a bit about peace. Okay, let's go through and clarify everything. Why is the Two of Pentacles here? The Ten of Cups. So what's really important is that in the background of the Two of Pentacles, there is a little bit of a crazy storm coming through in the emotional world. Now, good news is there's a ship coming through, which in the emotional world, I do feel like this is like your abundance is coming through or news is coming through in some way that you might not be expecting. This could be very good news, by the way. But it does kind of feel like some of you are so busy on like material world things or tangible things that you're not really thinking enough about your emotional world, right? Your challenge could be that you're trying to gain abundance, like become, I don't know, you're focusing a bit more again on specific material world things again, and not enough about how it might make you feel. What happens is when we do that, we get everything that we want, but we're still not happy about it, right? Because we have not prioritized our inner world. So like I said in the channel messages, it does feel like your inner world is so important at this time. So make sure that that's connected to your dreams and goals too. All right, Page of Pentacles, advice. The Five of Swords, that's an interesting one because it is a card about defeat in some way or conflict. So there's a little bit of energy here. I wonder if this is mostly about... I'm going to have to clarify. Why is the Five of Swords here? I wonder if this is doing something that other people might see. So again, Page of Pentacles is learning something new, right? Entering a new world. There is some shame that I'm feeling around it, right? Or like, oh, if I do that, you know, maybe it's something that contradicts something in your life, right? You told everyone you'd never do that, or there's some shame around it, or people don't agree with this, or people don't understand that it's an important part of your journey. You know, maybe some people will see this as a setback to you. I don't know what that is per se, but the Five of Swords is again, in a way, accepting defeat. Sometimes that happens in life and it can really help us to grow and evolve if we understand, okay, what could I have done better? You know, if you really reflect on it, it's not so much just a defeat, it's also a learning curve. Ace of Cups looks quite good because it looks like you might be focusing on what you're having to leave behind or who left you behind, whatever it is. But the Ace of Cups is there as a handout from the universe, from God, saying, but look where you're going. Okay. So maybe for some of you, you might be holding on too much to the past or what other people have to say and not enough on what spirit is giving you at this moment. And of course, I'm going to tell you, Ace of Cups is an emotional new experience for you. So whatever you're being called to step into as your advice and walk away from, people's opinions, etc., you're entering a really good period. Why is the 10 of Pentacles a challenge? The 2 of Wands, it is about visualization, about your future and your legacy. So it's your challenge because there's a lot here that you're trying to figure out. Why is the Chariot here? Page of Swords. I'm hearing that there's a clip from Beyonce where it's like, don't just what does she say in this clip? It's almost like what I'm gonna rephrase it because I don't remember word for word what she was saying, but it was something about like don't just say you're gonna do it, be about it, right? Embody everything about it. So the Page of Swords, I don't know why that made me think of that. This might hit people the wrong way. Page of Swords could definitely mean that some of you do have a few haters that are watching you and watching you succeed, right? The Chariot is about you moving forward with your life. Some people are not very happy about that. Let me just say that, especially with the moon. A lot of deep feelings going on here, but a lot of you are gaining courage to actually give your time and energy into the right thing so that you can leave something behind. Now that can be a past person, okay? You're not giving them the time of day, basically. And the 10 of Swords would represent that, okay, that's really killing off any emotional or energetic ties with this person, right? It's almost like the more that you ignore this energy and stop feeding it, the better it will become for you, because that part of you will die out. Whether this is you watching other people or worrying too much about other people, or maybe even your own triggers and emotions in your life, a big piece of advice here is just to move on. Leave it behind. Stop feeding it, okay? Whatever that means to you, because again, the moon could be your own emotions. It could be someone else in your life that's bugging you. They're saying to leave it alone, okay? Because that Chariot here is about you needing to focus on your dreams and goals and your healing and where you're going in life, and not on something that may be familiar for you, but is definitely not helping you in any way. And that could be habits too, right? The way that you maybe communicate when you're angry. I don't know what it is. In order to move from it, you need to stop feeding it. Sometimes, how do we do that then? Being more intentional with your decisions. Okay, do I want to check what that person's doing? Do I want to snap back? Or does this really need my energy? Should I put my energy here or not? Because if we run on autopilot and someone pisses you off, Aries, then yeah, you're going to give it to them, but it's also going to make you feel crappy because you're like, oh, that's really annoyed me and I don't want that to influence my life anymore, right? So again, the 10 of Swords is important for completing an old cycle, one that is not good for you. Why are you in the 10 of Wands? 2 of Swords, because that's the fated decision that you guys are making. Can I know a little bit more about this? The 2 of Swords is very important because it is it's about listening to your inner guidance and your gut feeling. Okay, and like we said here, you are sorceress, you are feeling more sensitive at this time, and anything that's too harsh for you, too heavy for you, too much for you, it's not a sign of strength, it's a sign of imbalance. Okay, and justice coming through there is about creating balance. So some of you, this could be about ending or beginning new contracts, right? Ending old contracts or beginning new ones. It could be about letting go of, again, baggage. What exactly is this decision? Well, it is more about your independence. Maybe for some of you, it could be about your financial freedom as well. You know, some of you could be deciding that, you know what, I don't really work good with other people. I'm going to start my own thing, right? Others of you, it is about wanting to just enjoy your life and enjoy your peace and freedom, in which case you're cutting out anything that is creating an imbalance here. Anything that you may have been holding on to, worried about, right? Trapped in. This is what you're doing. You're living a life more of luxury than scarcity and worries. All right, why is Temperance in the next few weeks? Because you're stepping into the sorceress energy. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. But guess what? you need clear intentions. So the Magician is really good there with Temperance, because it's not only about you balancing yourself, but it's also about you manifesting and calling things in and believing in your ability a bit better. Why is the Hermit a challenge? The 7 of Wands. I'm going to get another one for that. So your challenge this week is, it feels a bit like homework, because what it feels like is they're wanting you to reflect a little bit on your resistance to leave something that doesn't serve you, right? When the Eight of Cups is here, it still carries the meaning in reverse that something is not fulfilling for you, but it's the inability to walk away. And that 7 of Wands can sometimes be, again, about a battle, yes, but it can also be, for me, a bit about resistance and resisting change, or resisting to let go of something. So the Hermit being there is, again, about Spirit wanting you to really reflect on why, but from a higher perspective, right? Observing as if this is your friend, right? Of yours. Why are you resisting that? And see what answers come up within you. But I'm going to clarify one more time. Why is the Hermit the challenge? The Chariot. So I do feel like this is going to unlock some answers within yourself about what, again, could be blocking your chariot, your own triggers, or whatever it may be that might be stopping you from going out and exploring and going to create the life that you want for yourself. I would say this is more about reflection. And the 8 of Pentacles, why is this advice? Strategy. Some of you guys need to get a bit more serious on your goals and start cracking down on them, should I say. The King of Swords is all about strategy, being logical, right? And being very clear about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and what are you doing it for, okay? So that's really, really important. So if you haven't already, get a plan, write it down, okay? Write a big old list if you need to, or a to-do list. I'm a Virgo, so of course that'll be my suggestion, because the 8 of Pentacles says that the hard work that you do when it's based on clarity, and you know, I feel like this could definitely be about you needing to get clear on your goals, like we said in your challenge earlier. It's going to really pay off for you, especially financially. But again, need to be clear, need to be straightforward, direct, maybe even a little bit blunt with yourself and others, because it's going to pay off. And the Tower is in Aries energy of the over the next few weeks. Why is Aries the Tower? That looks quite good. But why is this in Aries energy? What is that? This looks very, very good. Interestingly enough, you guys are going to be collaborating or working even closer with somebody. Like for some of you, this could be about relationships, of course. This looks very good for that. Like it's all about long-term stability. So if you've not met anyone yet, then in the next few weeks, you might meet someone who's really either going to give you a long-term, stable, traditional relationship, right? One that goes to marriage and children and maybe even moving together, right? That could be the contracts that's going on here. You could be moving home, changing home, because the one that you're living in might not be very good for you. Building better foundation, but this can also be business partnerships too. It feels very good whatever the partnership is. It's a soulmate, someone who's here to help you for whatever reason, even if it's in business, collaboration, etc., etc. Because 3 of Pentacles is building a plan, and King of Pentacles feels like someone who has the expertise, or at least the stability, to help you. So the Tower actually feels like a very sudden revelation that actually is going to be very important for you. Okie dokie. So enjoy your week, my angels. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you enjoy this reading. Let me know in the comments how it resonated with you, and I'll see you guys next time.